Welcome to the Book Roundtable Show on the Comic Core. We do this live every Friday, and normally we go off the rails. Chad gets us all sidetracked. We get all kinds of nonsense going on, but I am in control tonight. So we're going to have segments. We're going to have a little bit of restraint, and we're going to keep this show as on the rails as possible. First things first, I want to go ahead and introduce all of our panel. We're going to bring them in one by one. We got the newest member of the Comic Core, Miss Annie Banks, the boss. The boss was the first one here tonight. I figure I'd bring her in. She's eager to talk about some stuff tonight. Annie,
I am. I'm looking forward to it. I like being here. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys and not having a chaotic Friday night.
Oh, it'll get there eventually, but before it does, we're going to introduce.
I know.
The first lady of the Comic Core. That's right, Cat Ren Figures. Mark is not on the scene eating right now. He is busy doing other things, but you're joined by a special guest.
Odin, come say hi. He's laying down on the couch. He's being lazy.
Now we can see the top of Odin's head there, and I'm sure he'll probably bark at something eventually.
There you
go. Odin and a dinosaur hanging out on the couch. Cat, how you doing this week?
I'm good. It's been a long week, and I'm ready for my fam.
Hell yeah. You got a really, really awesome response online.
Yes, I did.
And I'm excited to talk about that. I'm going to give you a chance to talk about that when we do your picks of the week, because I'm pretty sure that might be the pick of the century for you right there. Before we do that, I want to bring in my inspiration, your inspiration, everybody's inspiration, the chat's inspiration. That's right, Carson Woodard 19. C Wood 19, what's going on, buddy?
What's up? I literally thought that T-Rex on Cat's couch was Odin's paw hanging up like this for a second, and it popped me, and then you tilted it down, and it was a T-Rex. So good job, Cat.
You're welcome.
We lost our other guest. I don't know what was going on there. Maybe we'll get the rest of the team back as we start going through our first segment, and our first segment is going to be Picks of the Week, guys. We do it every week. Picks of the Week. I'm going to go first to my friend Cat Ren Figures. Cat, tell us, what'd you pick up this week, man? What is your pick of the week?
All right, so I've picked up a few things this week. First off, I got a package from this random guy. He says his name's Drew Manchu.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't know if that's true at all.
Cat, you gotta stay away from that guy. He sounds like trouble.
He's sending me random packages.
What's the name on the return address?
It says Drew Manchu.
Because you can't break kayfabe, baby. You can't break kayfabe.
Drew Manchu, baby. But I got a couple other things here this week that I'm really excited about. First off, Meddling Kids from Blumhouse Books. This is Blumhouse's adult version of Scooby-Doo, where it's more like horror-centric and everything. This is not actually Scooby-Doo, but this is the closest thing that Blumhouse was able to get to Scooby-Doo. I started reading it the other day, and it's actually pretty good.
I think that's something that they are going to work into a film?
I would like for it to be a film. At least what I've read so far of it. It's pretty good. Especially some of the stuff that they've been releasing. We'll see. So, moving on into films. I got the new Wrong Turn. So, this is the new remake of Wrong Turn. They rebooted it like everything else. And I have not had a chance to watch this because, pandemic and all that bullshit. But this was not easy to find. Amazon, for some reason, had this crazy back ordered. All the shops around here were sold out. I got the very last copy at Best Buy. So very, very happy about that. Also at Best Buy, I was actually surprised they had this. Southland Tales, the re-release from Arrow Video. Of course, Carson knows all about the Southland Tales. This movie is a hot mess, and this movie is fantastic for all sorts of reasons, including Sarah Michelle Gellar as a porn star, pop star. in this film. Kind of hilarious. But another pick of the week and a grail for my collection. So this is the Kenner T-Rex from Jurassic Park's 1993 line.
Ooh, is that with that rubber skin?
Yes, it is.
Does it have the chunk where you can take the battle damage out of it?
No, that's the young Rex.
Okay.
This is the mama.
That's pretty dope.
But this is Mama Rexy. And I was very, very happy to get my hands on her. And, had a little bit of a tease in it, but probably the best thing I've had this entire week. That would have been the best thing this entire week. But the best thing this entire week was I saw I had an alert on my Twitter messages, which I never do anything with Twitter, really, except if it's checking out certain people that I follow. Which was the other day, I shot a message. I shot a little comment on one of my favorite horror hosts when they were talking about a convention that they did. And I said, hey, come to Indiana. Please come to Indiana. And I got a response. So Joe Bob Briggs private messaged me on the Twitters. And I screenshot it. And I put it up on the Friday chats, and I kind of loved it. But, he said he is down for the Indiana, and definitely send him some venues for his one-man show. So, sorry. Way too bright to show you that.
Well, I want to make two notes right here. Look at that. Just from Joe Bob Briggs, personal contact. That's a big fan moment. And talk about big fan moments. For me right now, I'm having a big fan moment because the 14 million time world champion decided that he's going to join us again. The great legend Joe is here and in effect tonight, gang. I like that, but I look, let's do the wide screen. I like the wide screen view there so we can get all the legend in there. The family photos in the background. What's going on, brother? I see you rocking that Marvel.
Man,
seems like you learned some things.
Hey, it's where the big boys play.
It's where the big boys play. Look at that adjective right there.
Man, it's great to be here, Drew. I'm excited for the show tonight. We got everyone hopping in the chat, and man, let me tell you, this Nightwing kid better calm down in the chat because, I could drop him down like that.
I'll tell you what, we're going to get to the chat, and I've got a special person to get to the chat for me. But before that point, I'd like to admonish him for being tardy, and that means late, folks. That's not another kind of insult we're talking here. That is Chad. Chad, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for joining us.
Hey, I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
You're coming through the webcam.
You're a little underwater, but it's
coming
okay.
through the webcam. But right. I like the tilted setup there, bud. That's definitely a new look for you there, and I'm enjoying it.
Well, I'm trying to do this that drinking drill too.
Well, Chad, we appreciate you taking the time.
Is that better? I got a pick of the week,
dude. Okay. Chad, while we got you, we're going to go back to you for the pick of the week. But first things first, We're going to stay on the rails. And my friend Carson, he's going to check that chat. Carson, why don't you check that chat?
Here I was going to make a joke earlier, like, hey, kid, don't forget about that chat. But you didn't. So here we go.
No. It's on my lineup right here.
Markstead is in the chat. He says, I went to Pawn Star store and bought a comic there called Classic X-Men 26. I'm sure that was awesome. Hopefully you got to meet the whole family of weirdos over there at Pawn Stars. I used to love that show back in the day. We got bad news. Chris Barrett, he's talking about Sandman style or something, and he did summon Chad. We got my first subscriber ever, Fish Tropic. What is going on, Fish Tropic? We got Nightwing at 69 hanging out in the chat.
Yeah,
Chris Barrett saying Southland Tales that bad. And I said, yeah, it's pretty terrible. And we got Beta Ray Jim. What's going on, man? And UL Carter says, Drew,
Yul Carter, man. Yul Carter does the Wrestling Council with my buddy Boogie Bentley over there on the Talking Balls Network. They do a lot of really great wrestling content over there, and Yul's a big comic book fan as well. Yul, good to see you in the chat, my brother. Chad, back to you, my friend. What is your pick of the week, Chad? Let's get that. Sorry,
Oh.
wrong button, man. Wrong button. I pulled a Chad there.
All right. So, in 1983, I think a very much underrated album came out. I mean, it could be
Drew
possibly-
Manchu was born in 1983. He's underrated.
Well, but I think if you think about it, their tones in this just is one of the greatest albums of all time, and that's Huey Lewis's The Sport.
Ooh, Huey Lewis in the News. There you go.
Yeah. Also best known for being the main album that Batman himself and American Psycho craved.
Yeah, it's true. Did you pick that up today?
Dude, I threw a bunch of shit away today, and I found a bunch of shit.
Oh, so you found it today?
Yeah.
That's even better, man. I found a bunch of cards last week. That was awesome.
So yeah, I didn't buy anything.
Hey, man.
I just want to hang out with you guys because you guys are the best. Did you change our logo this week?
Yeah, I changed our logo, Chad. You like that?
I was wondering why, and I was like, oh wow, that's kind of cool. It looks like Dragon Ball Z.
It's
that a
the
black
same
Yeti
exact
mic
logo. It's
behind
just
you?
crisp.
Why is that? Is that a black Yeti mic behind you? Why is that black Yeti mic behind you? You know you ain't got the damn mic fucking the right way. It's supposed to be straight up and down.
That's for that drink and draw shit, Fletch.
Oh fuck!
I tell you what, guys, before we move on to the rest of the picks of the week, I talked to Annie before the show, and Annie didn't have a pick this week, but Annie did write an article today, and that was published today. So, Annie, why don't you tell us about your article, and I'll go ahead and put the link in the ticker there.
All right. So I got up super early, super motivated, and I wrote a review. It's very spoiler filled, so just reader beware. It is recapping the last episode of WandaVision. I kind of broke down my personal take of the episode, how it kind of relates to this ongoing slate of the MCU, what I liked, what I didn't like. This is all opinion based. I have been writing professionally for the last 4 years or so. So I think that my professional opinion gets to come out and play a little bit. It's been a while since I've written a review that I was really excited to write about. And I think that with this show ramping itself up for such a climactic review or a climactic finale, I personally did not see that. I had a lot of disappointment in this finale. I think that there could have been a lot more going on. I think that there was a lot of unresolved plot points, a lot of plot holes. And I think that the way that the showrunners decided to gear this last episode lets it sit at the bottom of the ranking of all 9 lists or all 9 episodes personally. It's pretty lengthy, it's pretty detailed, a lot of spoilers, but I think that Marvel has folded under pressure. I think that they kind of decided to deviate from their norm and pull away from themselves before just relapsing on what we kind of know and how it's a superhero, stand them up, knock them down. And that takes away from the core focus of what this show wants to talk about, how it wants to talk about grief and love and pain and healing. And I can't say that I genuinely loved the finale. Do I genuinely love the show? Yes. I have been amazed and floored by the creativity and the artistry and the mastery that, not only Bettany and Olsen have approached this project with, but how it has come together and how it has brought itself to be this way. However, there were a lot of moments that I didn't get to see that I was personally really hoping for, that I was really holding out for, that would lead us into possibly Spider-Man No Way Home or Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And if you're a Captain Marvel fan, you're going to really like these end credit scenes. But for me, it didn't do it for me. I've seen better season finales. I've seen worse season finales. But I think this is one that polarizes a fan base.
And you know what? One thing that did do it for you throughout the show, you told me in the Facebook audio that you were having more of an affection for the old Paul guy, Bitlier, that plays
The old sexy robot man.
Yeah. Tell us about that. Tell us about that journey through the episodes. And
I was saying this before, and I wanted to reiterate that somehow Paul Bettany is finally very attractive. I don't know what it is.
Finally?
I guess you got to slap a suit on this guy and let his hair grow a little bit longer, and he looks fine as hell.
Dude. The second Vision put on a sweater vest and started cooking, I was like, Vision can get it, okay?
Look,
Vision can get
let's
it.
just say this
Vision
right now.
can get it.
On the
Hashtag
Maximal moment.
Vision can get it.
All right.
I'm gonna,
Look,
I am
Vision-
going to become the Scarlet Witch.
Vision 10 out of 10 would smash. So, like,
Yes.
I approve. Annie, though, I'm as a host at this moment,
Yes.
I'm resisting every urge to filibuster and tell you how wrong you are about your finale
And I
of
welcome
WandaVision
that. I do.
review. But instead,
I-
in order to keep me away from that, I want to talk to my good friend, the great Legend, about his picks of the week. Legend, what'd you pick up this week? What'd you read this week? What'd you get into this week that you'd like to talk about?
well, I've been playing some video games.
Oh,
have-
have you now?
Yeah.
I've been playing this Wrestling Empire on the Switch. I've got a new campaign, or AKA career mode, with the La Parka wrestler. His name's Hard Gainer. I don't know Hard Gainer, La Parka. I don't really know. But anyways, it's a great game. And I've been fighting the Jay Enrico, Crispin Noir, and Dan Maverick. I mean, you got Dean Malenko, Benoit, and Jericho like battling it out with the La Parka, trying to unlock the last character I need to have all the characters unlocked, and then I'm going to go ahead and rename them all to their real life counterparts. But
What's
about
La
it.
Parka's name again?
Hard Gainer.
That's Hard Gainer right here is Comics Misexplained when he saw Wimbledon.
Now I gotta watch Wimbledon, I guess.
Everybody's got to go watch Wimbledon. Shout out to Comics Misexplained.
But yeah, not too much comic books lately. The last thing I've read was some Flash Brightest Day, which I have, I think, maybe 2 more issues, but it's classic Boomerang, aka Digger, how he has the how he was resurrected. It's kind of his storyline, and also Barry interacting with some cops from the 25th century. So if you've never read some old school Jeff Johns Flash, pre-Flashpoint, man, that's a good little series and a good little run, and you can get that done if you get on the DC Universe app. You'll be glad you did. And then anyway, that's about all I got, man. Good times, good rhymes. I'm glad to be here, and it's good to have a host like Drew Manchu lead us through the good times and the bad times.
Legend, I'm having a lot of fun hosting this show right now, but I feel like nobody pitches it to this next guy like you do. So if you could do me a favor
I'm gonna
and
do
pitch
it.
to your
do it.
favorite guy to pitch
yeah,
to
yeah,
right
yeah.
now for his picks of the week, I'd really appreciate it.
All right. Well, you know what, everybody? Here's what I like to do. When I'm done talking, I usually just do some walking. But before I do, Carson, how about you? What you got going on over there, Carson? What are your thoughts? What do you think, Carson?
Wow. You know what's I didn't tell you, Chad, when I bought that Superboy figure last week, that song was playing on the radio at the antique store. That's a shoot. Complete truth. It was assigned to buy those. But anyway, they're now hanging over there. So
I love the look at that head in the shot. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, well, this is my first pick of the week. Andre. And he comes with
Andre
the
the
WrestleMania 3 ring with wheels on the bottom, so you can wheel Andre around as he slouches all over. But you know who else? You gotta have the whole set. So I got the Macho Man Randy Savage as well. So Target actually had toys for a change.
Ooh.
So,
Damn.
oh yeah, Macho Man.
WrestleMania 3 version.
So those are fun to unbox. So my picks of the week, I feel like I'm kind of turning to Drew. I really hate to say it. I read a bunch of DC, and there wasn't a book I liked among any of them. So I'm not going to talk about any of those. Instead, I read this based on a recommendation from Gore Vidal. So he's just like, dude, you like Turtles. Your favorite game's like Turtles in the Time. Can you read issue 33 of Turtles. Got some beautiful Richard Corbin art. But yeah, this is basically like Turtles in Time before Turtles in Time existed. It's pretty crazy. So as you can see here, there's a lot of, they go back in time and become pirates. My favorite part of the book is that where they each have like a deformity, like a pirate. Like I think Leo loses an eye, so he has an eye patch. Donatello, he only has a peg leg. Raphael has bad teeth like a pirate. And Michelangelo just has a mustache. So I really enjoyed that. They end up going to prehistoric times.
Who has the bad
like
teeth?
train
Was
ride.
Was it Donnie?
No, it was Raphael. Speaking
Raphael.
of Donnie, my other pick of the week, I just got in the mail today. Howler Mouse told me I needed to get this book and give it a read, so I'll be reading this at some point, probably tomorrow on my day off, and that's Donatello one-shot Macro series with basically guest star Jack Kirby. So that's pretty cool.
There
so
you go.
really looking forward to reading this one. It also came with this, so I got these together. I think this is technically the cameo of Leatherhead. So that was my pick of the week. What about you, Chad? What did you get this week? You already got that record. Back to you, Drew.
Yeah, back to me. I
That
got
was a
some
good
picks of the week.
save, Carson.
I got some picks of the week. I'm going to talk about 2 books that I read. The story was pretty good. I've been waiting forever to find out what's going on inside the vault with Wolverine and the team that they sent into the Children of the Vault where they got lost in time. This is kind of a pretty cool first chapter of what's going on in that story. Also, the final issue of Skulldigger and Skeleton Boy.
Ooh.
This was great. Art by Tonki Zonjic, story by Jeff Lemire. This is
Lemire, I love
Batman meets Punisher in the Black Hammer universe. Really cool stuff. He abducts a kid from an orphanage and basically makes him his Robin. And that skull on a chain is like stainless steel, and he beats people's heads in with it. It's awesome.
Oh, wow.
Really cool story about the cycle of abuse in father and sons tied to a Punisher meets Batman weird superhero vigilante story in the Black Hammer universe. Check that shit out. Demon Days came out. Peach Momoko, right? So she did the whole thing, interiors, exteriors. Did a really good job. I think it's a fun story about Japanese style demons and kind of a cool story there.
That's going to be a hot book.
Yeah, well, he can tell anybody whatever he wants to tell him, Chad. I'm going to tell people that I got this Art Germ cover right here, not because I thought it looked nice, not because I think it's going to be worth anything, because I like to support friends of my friends, and we all know that nobody's a better friend to Chad than his friend Stanley Lau. Also, Avengers came out. They had more of these Alex Ross covers. So, yeah, look at that. Got that Vision. Very timely that we're talking about Vision, and we get Vision covers. And I think that this is my cover of the week. And I'm kind of with Carson on this, that Peach Momoko isn't really all she's cracked up to be. And I rarely see things from her that I really enjoy, but I did like this X-Men 18 cover here with X-23 and the Wolves. I think that this is a fantastic cover. I enjoy it very much. And that's what I picked up this week. What I want to ask you guys now, because I know nobody talked about this and what they read this week. No, I didn't.
Cover, Drew?
I didn't get it. It wasn't there. I didn't get the opportunity.
Man, that's my cover of the week, by the way.
I think honestly, I thought that the Peach Momoko is a little bit better, but I do really very much enjoy that cover, and I'll be hunting it down. It was not there at my shop this week. I guess he didn't hit the ratio for that Avengers cover. Beyond that, guys, I want to get back. Let's go back to the whole group here. And I've got one topic before I get into the advertised topics, and that's because I noticed a lack of it in anybody's picks this week, and nobody's talked about reading it. Didn't DC Infinite Frontier come out this week?
I pick up my book tomorrow.
You read it?
Not bad.
Carson read it?
I did. It was just a mess. Like they tried to do it was like they tried to preview like the next 20 books they got coming out. So you got these snippets of like maybe 2 to 4 pages from each of the storylines coming up, and like if you're not paying attention to every single one, you're so lost. And I just did not like it at all. I gotta say, like I think they're getting ready to do this like Titans Academy. So like your Titans segment was those like little twerps, and then the new Titans Academy that you don't know yet. And like there was a lot of Titan and Batman in there. And like I said, I wish I had better things to say about it, but unfortunately I just didn't like it.
I just think it's funny that there are 6 of us here that are avid comic readers. 2 of us that are, hey, JLS Comics in the chat. What's going on? 2 of us that are diehard DC babies, dyed in the wool, and I would say venture to say at least 3 of us dyed in the wool DC readers. And the new status quo for DC, none of us read except for the one guy who didn't like it. I just want to take this moment as the host to say, ain't it curious?
I'm just gonna say this new established continuity that DC's going for has rubbed me the wrong way in multiple senses. And as a diehard Titans fan, I feel like it's kind of an insult, honestly. I feel like 100% this is someone had a X-Men Inhumans book that was not picked up by Marvel. They passed on it and instead they went to DC and they sold it as a Titans book, and they just slightly altered a few word bubbles here and there, barely even altered the artwork.
That sounds like something I
and
read.
It's a hot fucking mess.
It's an X-Men meets Inhumans book. I'm all over it.
Titans is an abomination. I'm going to tell you right now, Starfire is not Medusa.
Was it Rob Liefeld classic playbook?
Medusa and Starfire are
Rob
2 very
Liefeld.
different characters. Nothing against Medusa, but she's not Starfire.
Yeah,
Starfire is
$6.99.
my girl.
$6.99. Based on that, I'm going to highlight this right here. JLS says DC can kick rocks with their pricing lately. I know
Pretty
Carson,
much.
that's something that has been really hurting your feelings, is the way they've been gouging the fans.
At least they're giving John Timms a little bit of the spotlight now. I think he's been an underrated artist for a little bit, and
that is actually a pretty nice looking cover.
The covers, at least, I think that's the main reason I ordered it. But I didn't look at the price when I ordered it. But nonetheless, still
It's
pretty
a
good
nice
John
cover.
Timms Wonder Woman cover, but at least. So there's that.
But that book.
I still like this cover.
I mean, look, before we move on,
nice if, okay,
I'm going to troll Cat
what
here with
number
Chris
of
Barrett.
Avengers
Says
is that?
Medusa's hotter than Starfire.
Fuck you, Chris Barrett.
Let's see.
I will fight
You got
you,
the
Chris.
anybody get the
I will
Joker this week? I
fight
think
you.
Joker comes out next
What
week.
number is that?
Do we have any Joker
Avengers?
fans among the 6 of us?
43.
43. What's the ratio on that?
I think it was just, I don't know. He had a few there, so I don't think it is a ratio. I think it's just
Well, that's weird that I didn't get it then.
B or a C cover, basically. That's why I actually just pre-ordered some more through the Facebook thing he has. So I think he's able to, they're able to order as many as they need to, I think.
Okay, awesome.
Cool. Well, we're going to go ahead
really nice
and
cover.
move on, gang. We're going to move on to our main topic this week. And I got something to talk to the boys about, some wrestling. But I want to include, because the girls are going to tune out as soon as we start talking men in tights. They're going to tune out. So let's go ahead and we're going to get to our main topic this evening. And that is streaming services. Man, with Paramount Plus debuting, was it this week? And then we got Netflix, HBO Max, Disney Plus. There were so many streaming services that I didn't have room on the graphic for all of them, gang. So I want to hear from you guys about the streaming services that you use, that you love, that have the shows that you need to see, because a lot of people have cut the cord and they're going with only these streaming services. And you know what? I'm going to start with one of the most vigilant viewers of Discovery Plus we know right now, and a lot of the different services. Legend, I want to hear from you, man. What do you think about these streaming services? What is your favorite streaming service? And what shows can you not live without? And how many of these services are you signed up for?
Oh my God, I don't even know, man. I sign up for all of them, but no, the ones I do that I've done. First off, I haven't cut the cord yet. I got DirecTV, and we use DirecTV for a lot of shows and DVR and things like that. The other one I have is the HBO one, HBO Max. No, is it HBO Go? I don't know. Whatever the HBO one is, I have that one, and that comes free with my AT&T DirecTV thing. So that's kind of cool, even though it's really not free. They say it is, but you're still paying someone else out there. The other one I have is Netflix, of course, tried and true. I've had that one for freaking ever. I was one of the very first ones to get Netflix back in the day. I'd popped that sucker on the old Xbox 360. Man, watch it with your friends, watch it with your family. And then another one, Hulu, man. You can't go wrong with Hulu, no commercials. What We Do in the Shadows, Catrin's favorite vampire show, which I haven't watched them all yet, but a lot of great kick-ass shows on Hulu. One of my favorites was, I think it was 11/2/22/63 or whatever the hell it was, that JFK assassination one. That was a damn good series. So a lot of great shows on Hulu. And if you want to do Raw, you can watch Raw and SmackDown, the day after, like a shortened version of that. So that's cool. Another one, of course, Discovery Plus. My wife, she had to get the Discovery Plus, and that was actually kind of a surprise. But I knew a lot of the great shows on Discovery Plus. If you're into cooking, they got cooking shows on there. You can learn how to cook. You can learn how to cook in your house. I know Drew like that. You can cook in your house, but you can do the stuff outside. I mean, there's so many shows. Then there's like Dead Files, Ghost Brothers, Ghost Adventures, Ghost Hunters, freaking ghosts all over the damn place, man. So they got that kind of stuff in there. They got true crime in there as well. All that good stuff. So if you're into
Legend, speaking of murder and ghosts, right? Mm-hmm. I know that one of the serious streaming services right now that got Catrin figures excited is Shudder.
I do that one too,
dude. I want to check in with Cat now. What services beyond Shudder? Let's talk about Shudder a little bit. Tell me what that does for you, and then what other services are you using? And what shows are you like? I gotta watch this one. There's no way I can't pay that $4.99 for this 40th service because I gotta watch that show. Like, what are these shows that you're watching, and what is Shudder to you? Tell me.
All right, so of course, I've got all your bases covered. So I've got my Disney Plus from my Mandalorian and my WandaVision. I need that good Vision visual going on. But I also have Hulu. Unfortunately, they did cancel my girls on Harlots, but they still have Letterkenny. I recently started watching Troll on there because I did cut the cable forever ago, but Troll from FX is really good. I'm really excited.
That you really enjoyed it. Yes,
it's fantastic, and it's all shorts, which I'm like, you can watch the entire thing in like 20 minutes.
Oh, how cool!
Definitely, I would suggest watching that if you haven't already. I know Solar Opposites is coming back, which I'm really excited about, from the creators of Rick and Morty. I love Solar Opposites so much. Also, I've been watching The Great North on Hulu as well. But I've got Peacock. I just watched the free version with ads. I don't really care. I watch all my trash TV on Peacock. I'm not going to lie. All the stuff that Mark won't let me watch when he's here. But Odin and I like watching our trash TV, don't we, Odin? He's sleeping. He's trying to sleep anyway.
Annie Banks, let's go to you next.
What?
I want to go to Annie Banks next. I want to know about what Annie Banks is watching.
Can't know about the Shudder. Okay.
What is Annie Banks watching? That's a great question. I have Netflix still, but I think that with more options being offered, I don't feel the need or the compulsion to use Netflix as my prime streaming service. I use it. I have it, because my family uses it, but it's not something that I go to first of all. I've been watching my Mandalorian and my Wanda on Disney Plus, and then that's kind of what got me into that streaming service. I really do think that HBO Max is very cool. I really like seeing all that they have to offer outside of these different franchises and how those entire libraries are put together. Personally, I really like the Harley Quinn animated series on HBO Max.
There you go.
I thought I was kind of doubtful because Harley Quinn is an interesting character to write on her own after Birds of Prey, and I was pleasantly surprised. I cannot wait for the 3rd season of this cartoon. I love it. It's such a fun show. And then I am now interested in checking out Paramount Plus, because growing up, I watched a show called Avatar: The Last Airbender, and that really has stuck with me. It is one of my favorite cartoons. I adore it deeply. I think it is something that will stick with me forever. And the creators of the cartoon announced that they are going to be branching off with Nickelodeon for Paramount Plus, launching Avatar Studios, which will rival Netflix's live action and create more outside of the Avatar and Korra Legend of Korra universes, which I think that the way that the Avatar cartoon ended is so open-ended and so broad that they can take that in any direction that they want to. And knowing that the two creators of the series are on board and piloting the ship is really cool to see. As for Peacock or Hulu, I did watch Animaniacs, the Animaniacs reboot on Hulu. I thought that was super fun. I thought it was a lot of, just wacky, zany 90s nonsense. But Peacock, I'm still on the fence of investing in, even for free. I don't think there's anything that I will need to watch again. Maybe Parks and Rec or maybe 30 Rock. But other than that, I don't see the dying pressure to invest in Peacock. So for me, it's HBO, it's Disney, it's Paramount, and yeah, those are my big three.
That's the Chicago
see,
way.
Paramount might be one to invest in, but we got some unfinished business back in the Cat Run Figures arena. Should I get Paramount Plus or should I get Shudder? What is Shudder?
All right, Shudder. Shudder is my baby. So Shudder is an all horror thriller, that type of streaming service, where a lot of the streaming services, they're just kind of like everything. Shudder is for the horror nerds in your life. It's everything from like
I'm sorry, did you say horror nerds?
Horror, yes.
Oh.
Everyone makes fun of the way I say horror.
Okay.
I do.
If you guys know any nerdy whores, I'm going to need you to send them my way. Okay, now back to Shudder.
It's all good. It's all good. But I'm telling you right now, if you want to get involved with Shudder, they always have like the 1 free week trial. Go right ahead and sign up for it. They've got some 80s B-rate nonsense going on there. They've got Joe Bob Briggs and Darcy on The Last Drive-In, which is fantastic. They have some great podcast shows on there as well. Just things like the Video Palace are things that I had never thought of before. I don't know who's grunting, but it's
Chad Snow.
Someone's grunting.
I get frisky.
I think
Chad,
it was
how you like that
Legend.
Shudder? How you like that
Legend
Shudder,
was
Chad?
I don't know.
I don't get Shudder. I only get Shudder when a cat tells me to. and
You
that's
have
usually-
one of those fucking things you're doing.
Hey, he's working live
I
right
already
now.
told you I'd give you my
Chad's got
login.
the side gig rolling. Look, we're all going to get Cat's login for the Shudder, Chad. Which services
already
are you
prepaid
paying for
a year in
that we
advance.
can get your login for?
Oh no, I got Disney Plus, I've got Netflix, Hulu, Prime, Pornhub.
Chris
You paid
Barrett
for
wants
Pornhub? What?
Chris Barrett says he's
You
got
paid
Mr.
for
Skin.
Pornhub?
Yeah, no, I got the premium. They
Okay.
gave it away. They gave it away free during COVID.
Yeah, but now you gotta pay for it, right?
No, not the premium. Now, shit, Annie, why did you up your rates? Like honestly, when I signed up on you, it was $10.
Okay. We're muting Chad there. He got a little frisky. We're going off the rails. We're going to go to the guy that I know has cut the cable a long time ago, the king of all the apps for all the different networks. This guy is streaming things on apps I ain't never heard of. Carson, man, you got all the apps. You're streaming everything. You cut the cable a long time ago. What is the appeal to these streaming services, and which are your favorites, man? What are your must see TVs?
I think the main appeal to it is you can swap them out and only end up paying like $10 or $20, $30 a month instead of like 3 figures to a Direct TV or a Xfinity. Ugh, I don't even like saying their name, but anyway. Like, I'm probably the only person on earth right now, I feel like, that doesn't subscribe to Hulu or Netflix. I haven't done either of those for a year. I just have so many other things I've been watching on, like, I was watching CBS All Access a little bit. I guess they did that Paramount Plus transition this week. I haven't even turned it on yet, but I was watching The Stand on there. It's okay if you like the book and the old miniseries. But I love the Star Trek stuff, so I was slowly getting into Star Trek Discovery. I still need to watch the Picard show, so I'm working my way through that. Of course, I got Disney Plus. Who doesn't nowadays? You got to watch all the Marvel stuff. Plus, I know Legend, you and your family, as well as watching all that Star Wars stuff. I know I'm slowly getting through Rebels. I know you're doing Clone Wars over there, so they got a lot of great stuff there. I did a trial to Discovery Plus. So I watched Zach Baggins go through that crazy hotel that was haunted, and that was pretty awesome on Ghost Adventures. I also tried out BritBox not too long ago. They give you all the classic BBC stuff that you can't find on HBO Max, like all the classic Doctor Who was on there, and Faulty Towers and some other weird things. So didn't keep that one for too long, but I did that for a month. And of course, Shudder, the WWE Network gives you a pay-per-view every month. Shudder gives you a Joe Bob basically pay-per-view every month, so it's pretty awesome seeing that double feature. Every time I think about dropping Shudder, they announce another Joe Bob, and then I keep it for another month. So really enjoy that. But yeah, a lot of good stuff to stream right now. I think that's where your quality entertainment is going. Last time I think I visited my parents, they turned on TV. I'm just it was 6 minutes of TV and a commercial. I'm just well, I can't do this anymore. So it's literally been 10 years since I've had any type of cable or satellite in a household I live in. So I'm definitely good without that. Back to you, Drew.
Well, before we move on from the topic of these streaming services, I think I want to open up the floor to some discussion about what you guys think is the best streaming service. I, for one, have several that I will turn off for a while. I don't worry about Amazon Prime until The Boys is on, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't watch a lot of their original programming. So that's one that I could take or leave. Do I go scroll that? I mean, I pay for Amazon Prime already, so I get it free. So do I go back and scroll through those movies every once in a while I'm bored? Sure. But I think as of right now, one that has the most content that I'm watching on a regular basis has to be Disney Plus, and that's the new. That has to be the WandaVision. We're getting the Falcon Winter Soldier's coming. The Mandalorian was good content. They're throwing a lot of stuff at us, and I'm still watching through all those older cartoons as well that just give me endless hours of entertainment. And you're getting you talk about Discovery Plus. There's plenty of that National Geographic style stuff on the Disney Plus stuff too.
That's
so
true.
I've kind of delved into that stuff. Whereas Netflix, it's okay, is Umbrella Academy out? Okay, I'll the new thing will premiere. I'll binge it and I won't go back to Netflix for months. What do you guys think is the best overall streaming service right now? If you had to only have one, which one would you choose?
That's one of the best names I've ever seen, by the way. Pizza Planeteer Rocketeer. That is awesome. Right from the Twitch side. So welcome to the chat, man.
JLS has a point too. He says he spends more time scrolling. Netflix can actually picking something to watch.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's me with 6 streaming things instead of one.
Yeah. So what do you guys think is your favorite? Which one gives you the most bang for your buck? If you were stuck on a desert island, one streaming service, what do you go with?
Right now, I would say as of March 5th, 2021, because it changes all the time, obviously. Right
Meanwhile,
now,
Chad has literally turned his back on the show.
I would say HBO Max right this second. I've found myself picking more movies to watch on there, and they still got all that DC stuff that moved from the DC universe to HBO Max. So occasionally I'll end up watching a rerun of Swamp Thing or Stargirl. Not Titans or Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol's great, of course. And I'm looking forward to some of those shows, hopefully coming back soon. And of course, the other one I didn't mention was the CW app, which basically gives you all of their shows for free. That's how I've been watching Superman and Lois. They just had the premiere of The Flash, so I think that's getting ready to be a fun app to watch again. So probably between those two, that's where I'm watching most of my content right now.
You got a good point there. With the HBO Max, not only do you have all that content, but you can go back and rewatch shows like Oz and The Wire and The Sopranos and Boardwalk Empire. When HBO has been making these bingeable top tier drama series for decades, and before Netflix was even a thing.
If you dig really deep into HBO Max, you can find the Turner Classic Movies catalog too, which has
I've been loving that.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
like they don't really put it on their like main highlight page, but there's like a tab at the very bottom, and it gives you like all these like really awesome old movies on top.
It has its own hub.
We have to stop everything because look who just showed up. We got
Big
Mark.
screen.
Oh,
Big
it's
screen.
Mark.
And
Mark,
this is
hi.
Right.
Mark, everybody did show and tell today. Everybody.
What the is Mark eating?
Vodka.
You had a long day at work today.
Fucking fun.
Vodka is the right thing to be eating. Mark, I know you love yourself some entertainment. What's your favorite streaming service?
Say something weird, please.
Crackle.
Perfect.
There you go.
Said no one but Mark ever.
What? They got a bunch of old movies that nobody watches.
That's
I thought
true.
this
I
was-
did
Mark,
watch.
what's your favorite movie?
I don't really have one.
I thought it was Fight Club.
Well, that's one of them.
Because he fights himself.
I seriously thought his favorite movie was
I
Fight
can
Club.
see
That is
Mark
actually- that's
sitting
fine.
outside beating his own ass.
Oh, that's better than being
Okay.
his own.
He offered to, he straight up threatened to divorce me during Is It That Bad when I said I was questioning Fight Club. Do you remember this, Annie?
I really do.
He threatened to divorce me.
He was very. We have
Ricky
we have-
Markstead said Mark went to Red Robin.
Nope.
No. Mark was stuck at work.
Hey,
Oh,
that's nice.
Red Robin.
Tubi
Fish
is
Tropics
free.
at Tubi is free. Tubi's actually pretty good.
Tubi
If you
is
want to watch
free.
things like Alf and Frasier, get Tubi. I guess
Crackle is
Frasier's
also
probably
free.
on Peacock now.
Hey, does it have Project Alf, the movie?
Nothing has Project Alf the movie.
Then they're a failure at life.
Well, if we don't move on from this topic, we're going to be a failure at life. So I'm going to move on to a topic right
What?
now that
I
is.
didn't even get to
for
say
the
my favorite
boys.
streaming service.
I opened it up to the floor. Say
I
it.
didn't
Say
get
it
to say
now.
my streaming service. I like WWE
I'm gonna-
Network.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Amazon Prime Video.
There we
Okay.
go.
What?
Legend likes
Because it has-
WWE Network.
It has a
Yeah,
much
WWE.
larger catalog.
Chad
on
likes
there, it's on
OMG
there.
Facts. Annie likes Disney Plus.
I love
Carson
Shudder.
likes
Shudder.
Tubi. We all like streaming services. It's fantastic.
That's
That-
awesome.
that's
I had
actually
That's
some.
awesome.
This next topic, I'm sorry, ladies. Feel free to chime in at any point. You have a valid opinion and make valid points, and we will listen to all of them. But this next topic, I'm sorry, guys, it's for the boys, and that right now is this Sunday. AEW is putting on a pay-per-view Revolution where Jesus Christ, I'll tell you right now, there's going to be two superstars that you have never seen on AEW competing
Same.
again. One comes into the ladder match as the sixth member of the ladder match, and another one as being teased by the new arrival of Paul White as the a Hall of Fame level talent that will be signing for a multiple year contract. There's going to be an old man getting beat up by Taz and some thugs, and he wears face paint. There's going to be all kinds of stuff going on. Tag team titles on the line. Barbed wire massacre. But the biggest thing I want to talk to you guys about is this: Paul White, the Big Show, for over 20 years in the WWE, is now with AEW. The forbidden door has been open. We've got Impact and AEW playing nice together. NWA is coming back, but their titles are being defended on AEW on television. We've got the ladies of the NWA participating in AEW, New Japan wrestlers showing up in AEW. This is a point where it's either WWE or it's the entire world of wrestling. Is this the new revolution for professional wrestling? Are we seeing the turning point where we're back to a level of the Monday Night Wars again? Are we looking at the next era of wrestling? Because I feel like every time I turn on Dynamite on Wednesday night, or every time I log on to the internet and look at wrestling news, there is something new happening that I could never believe would happen before. Do you guys see this? Are we on the precipice of a breakthrough with the professional wrestling business?
Let me tell you something, Drew. Stephanie sold all her
They do
shares.
good.
So I honestly think that they're done. I think WWE is going the way of DC Comics.
It's still $1 billion company.
But the McMahons are not going to be at the helm.
Well,
Oh shit! Yeah,
Carson, what do
Good
you
job.
think, man?
I mean, AEW, it's definitely not perfect week to week, but I mean, it definitely feels different, which is something the wrestling world desperately needs, at least here in the US, because WWE has been on top basically since what, 2001 is when ECW and WCW shut down, and it's kind of more or less felt more or less the same for the most part. I think NXT was the most fresh part of the product they made in those 2 decades, and even now that's kind of like they still got the same guys down there for 5 or 6 years, even though it's supposed to be their developmental territory. So now the formula is take your guy from NXT, put him in WWE so Triple H can build him up and Vince can just knock him right back down, basically. It's kind of a depressing format, unfortunately, right now, with the exception of maybe what's going on with Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and, of course, the women. The women are the other best thing WWE has for them right now. But AEW, it's kind of like taking the best out of all these worlds as best as possible right now. So, number one, it feels different, which is great. I think that's what wrestling really needed. And they're starting to get a little bit of that Monday Night War type feel where you never know who's going to appear on the program next. Like, whereas when you're watching WWE, you kind of knew what to expect for 2 hours and unfortunately 3 hours. Whereas at least on Dynamite, who knows who's like Kenta popped up on a couple episodes a few weeks back because he's feuding with Moxley in Japan. So like, hey, come on over and continue your feud here. That sounds great. Good Brothers from Impact. They've been appearing on Impact and vice versa, and that's been a lot of fun. It's been the most relevant Impact Wrestling's been for almost a decade too. So I really like what they're doing. I think, giving Paul White that opportunity to do something outside of wrestling, even though we all know he's going to end up wrestling Shaq at some point, because that's like they've been building that thing up for decades too. But I'm kind of happy like he gets to be there with a few of his friends like Chris Jericho. Who would I want to be the new signing to be though? Like I kind of feel like it. I mean, random guess is probably like an RVD or someone of that caliber. But I guess like wishful thinking, it would be kind of cool if they could get someone like John Cena over there, just because it'd be like 1994 all over again. WCW brings in Hulk Hogan. Get ready for the ride of your life, said Mean Gene. And, you got the ticker tape parade. And eventually what happened? He went to black and white colors. He turned bad guy and revolutionized the sport. What if John Cena could kind of do something the same way? Vince wouldn't turn him heel. They weren't going to take that risk. But Tony Khan so far is going to take some risks. So I think that would be kind of fun to see John Cena go over there. And we get to see a side of his character we've been begging to see for like 15 years.
Now that's been debunked, and I don't want to poo-poo on your parade.
I know
I think it's a fantastic idea.
But I believe what happened, what I think would be fun.
I heard on the outside of the ropes that he has a movie he's filming now in Vancouver, so he has to shut down production for 2 weeks total around that. That's why he's not going to make WrestleMania this year. But Legend, I want to hear from you, man. You're one of the truest, bluest fans of wrestling I've ever known. Wrestling permeates basically every metaphor you've ever made outside of basketball metaphors. And I want to know what you think about AEW, because this topic really came to me because we all sat down and watched Dynamite together last week.
Yep.
And we had a real good time doing that. Not since I would go over my buddy's house for Raw. Did I have that sit down with your buddies and talk shit on wrestling kind of experience. And I think that brought back a lot of feelings for me. And all these teases of these debuts bring back these feelings. And the fact that NXT is moving away from Wednesday nights because AEW is making that splash on them. I think that's really awesome. But who do you think this is going to be? And does this remind you of the old days?
It really does. It reminds me of the old territory days. Just tonight, me and Chris Barrett, good Ricky Mark stat, we were in the old Discord server, little pre-show. You can get in the go over there, get on the Discord, Comicore, do a little pre-show, hang out with me, Ricky, good old Chris Barrett. We'll tell you what it's all about. And man, it's all about All Elite Wrestling. If you're not watching that, you can watch it on TNT. I usually just watch the Wednesday night stuff, but I also watch a lot of their YouTube channel stuff as well, because you can get a little sneak peek and a little glimpse of some of the cool things that they do on that show. Like, so if you missed it, you can catch some of the clips on YouTube, like that mean Brian Cage power bombing Sting. Damn, that's messed up. But yeah, the show's great. What I love about the Tony Khan, what he's doing now, I mean, he's been doing, I mean, he's a lifelong wrestling fan, so that's always a plus, But the great thing about him is he's surrounding himself with legends of the industry from, any decade that you can think of that had wrestling. If there's still a wrestler living from that decade, Tony Khan's probably picked their brain or gotten someone else to pick the brain of that person. So as I continue to see All Elite Wrestling, MLW, NWA, Impact, and of course the New Japan Pro Wrestling with the Wrestle Kingdom is like the biggest world freaking thing in the world for wrestling. But all of that stuff is really good. Now WWE, they're going to continue to do the same old shit that they're going to do until Vince is gone. And then when Vince is gone, Triple H will hopefully get his little hands on some action, and hopefully they'll maybe even do some cool shit like team up with All Elite Wrestling or something. I can maybe see Triple H did that with that Evolve. I think they bought that Evolve out. Yep. I guess. Oh yeah, hard times and all. But hey,
Evolve is now the NXT for NXT.
Yeah, man. So I'm excited for the future, and I told y'all Wednesday, give 5 years. I mean, Tony Khan, if the house shows are back, Tony Khan will probably make more money, doing house shows and live events and stuff like that than WWE. Of course, WWE, they'll have the network subscribers, but you never know what the future holds, and never say never when it comes to professional wrestling.
Now, Chad, you're on mute right now. We're going to unmute you. Like, you muted your own mic. You have a moment to tell us who you think this mystery debut is? Your mic is still muted, Chad. There you go.
I would love to have seen it be CM Punk to throw salt in the wounds, but he already said it wasn't going to. Or that could be like a ploy. I don't know. I honestly, at this point, I have zero idea.
Zero idea. You guys want to hear my idea? I think JLS mentioned Bubba Ray. I think Bully Ray is an easy name to throw out there. He is Hall of Fame level talent. I think that would be disappointing to fans. I think Barrett said right here, thinks honestly a mystery signing someone like RVD or Rhino. I think if that happens, people will be upset. Here's who I think it is, and I think people will still be upset about it. I might be the only person that would be excited if this was the facts, and I want it to be Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner. Big
Oh my
Papa
God,
Pump.
that guy!
He still go. The guy is a madman. He's a madman. He's got.
Let's go to next segment.
Put
segment.
Big Papa Pump. Put Big Papa Pump on being the elite, and I bet they gain 1 million subscribers every month.
Are you serious?
So I know nothing about wrestlers.
I heard that Legend wants to know about some mystery debut.
That's right.
Yeah.
What about this mystery debut?
I think that honestly, I could
Who's it
see
gonna
it.
be?
I could see it being just about anybody.
Kevin Conroy.
I think it's probably Brock Lesnar. I think it's Brock. I think Brock is the only guy that's out there right now that would make a big enough splash that is more beholden to money than he is any sort of respect for Vince. I think that Brock would be the
The
earth
only
signing
kind of
shatter.
splash is the Sting.
Question.
I heard he's going to die in this match on Sunday.
I have a question. Is
$1 million.
Is Paul Heyman's still under contract?
Yes.
Yeah.
What if they put him? Yeah, that would be funny.
If Paul
I
Heyman
just-
showed up in AEW, that would change the whole landscape.
It would be Paul Heyman and Brock. Game over.
All right. So I personally know nothing about wrestling. And Annie, when I first heard the name Big Papa Pump, tell me, true story now. Does that not sound like something that belongs on Pornhub?
Yeah,
No,
it is something that belongs on Pornhub.
We were
All he cares
talking
about are his
we were
freaks
already talking
his
about
peaks,
Pornhub
baby. That's
and
all he
Mr.
cares about.
Skin on
In
this
the freaks,
He's
stream.
Freakzilla.
I'm just
That's
saying.
a pretty
God.
bold alias to go by.
What if it's Ryback?
Big
Dude,
Papa Pump.
That's
Ryback
a
is not a
possibility.
Hall of
You
Fame
have a
level
lot
talent.
of self-confidence to go by
You
that.
better.
Ryback
if you
might
go
show
by
up
that
in the
title.
face ladder match, but he's not going to be that. He's not going to be the big talent. I would seriously doubt that.
Maybe
Ryback
it'll
is
be
no
Nikki
talent.
Bella.
Oh, that would be great.
Nikki Bella.
Total Bella is coming to TNT this fall.
Dude, I would watch it if Nikki Bella was on
You
it.
got to change the name.
I second that.
Yeah. Bodal Tellas.
Total tell us.
All the Bellas.
Sweet
Hashtag
Jesus, guys!
all
Guess
Bellas.
what I said we were going to do this week? I said we're going to get in under an hour, and guess what's in an hour
Go
and a
home.
minute.
Go
Let's
home.
go
Yes.
home. I hear that some old man with face paint on is carrying a baseball bat around the rafters. First of all, one last chance. Annie Banks, the boss. Tell me, where can the people find you?
You went for a take a
The
drink.
people can find me enjoying this beer.
Yeah, they can.
The people can find me at Mainframe Comic Con. I am editor-in-chief, and I am posting all of that written content, starting with our most recently my WandaVision review that is up on mainframecomiccon.com/daily news. Check it out, give it a read, leave some comments, argue with me in the comments, even though I'm not going to argue back. But you can find me there. You can also find me here on Friday nights with the Comic Core Roundtable, and then on Sunday with my absolutely fantastic co-host, Kat Friend. We are talking some awful movies. This Sunday, we are taking a good look at Vampires Suck on Is It That Bad? That is the Twilight parody series. So if you think Twilight is bad, which it is, Vampires Suck just is one step further, and it's a blast, and it sucks. So yeah, Mainframe and Comic Core.
You forgot one, Annie. What about your OnlyFans? Peanut Butter and Annie.
Oh,
Here-
you know what,
well,
Omar? I upped my rates, and I think if you want to get that, you have to go through me.
Yeah.
Personally.
Stay tuned Sunday night where Kat will be telling you all about how to get that.
Yeah.
Cat Ren Figures and Odin. What are you guys up to this week? Where can we
I had
find
Odin
you?
earlier? Sorry. Okay, so you can find me on Catron Figures, Cinema Figures, Comic Core, most likely every Friday night and Sunday night when I am talking. Is It That Bad? With my main side piece, Annie Banks.
I am the new Mark.
So yes, we are talking
Wait, what?
Vampires Suck. but my dears, remember next week is my pick.
It is
And
perfect.
I have a crazy fucking movie planned for you guys. Go ahead and watch this Sunday's Vampire Sucks.
It's the only way you're gonna
and,
figure out what happened.
Yeah, it's gonna be some good nonsense. I'm just
Mhm,
saying it
mhm.
might tie into this stream a little bit, but it's
Mhm.
gonna be some good nonsense.
Cool.
Awesome. Carson, where can the people find you, my friend? I hear it's very, very easy because it's all one title on social media.
Yeah, it's C Woodard 19. It says it like right behind Macho Man there. You search for that on the YouTubes, the Google machines, Instagram, Twitter, PlayStation. I actually logged into my PlayStation 3 today and did some updates.
Wow.
I was that bored. I don't know why. Other than that, I'll just be playing with toys, and I might go live Tuesday. We'll see. But yeah, that's where you find me. Thanks.
Chad, where can the people find you?
Well, good question because I'm retiring.
So people don't look for Chad. You won't be able to find him.
Leave the memories
Yeah,
alone.
but I'm leaving. I'm gonna go read the Creech and write a sad story.
Oh.
I don't know what that means.
Well, the Creech is a book by Greg Capullo where when he was suffering from like a bipolarism or whatever he had, he wrote a suicide note in the back of it.
Oh,
Well,
that
that's
just went dark.
yeah. Well, Chad, we were doing great on
Chad,
the
we
show
love
until you
you.
start bringing up suicidal thoughts and actions.
Chad, we love you.
If anybody is having suicidal thoughts and actions,
I'm not.
please call 1-800-Flanders, and they will help you through your hard times.
Well,
We don't
this
wanna
is
get
my farewell. This is my farewell. So
I'm changing
farewell.
the title of this episode to Suicide Love Letter. All right.
Let's not.
Look.
Let's not.
Oh, there you go.
What the hell?
Oh,
We are
no.
far off the rails now. He left. He's probably dead. Legend, take us on home. Tell us
All
where can the
right,
people
well-
find you and sign us out of this damn thing.
You can find me at youtube.com/r.e95, or you just go to google.com, 2 words, great legend.
Wait, he's not
You'll
dead.
find me.
He's here.
Chad's back. Get us back on the 6.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, thank God. Oh yeah, but Chad's back, so we're all happy. We're having a good time. We're gonna see you all next time, next week here, Comic Core Friday Night Roundtable, the F Show. And Carson, what is this? What's the F Show?
Get effed up on Friday nights with the F Show, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Get
Peace
the
out.
F
God
out.
bless.